Yeah, I studied printmaking in Cisione, that is in Italy at the Academy of Fine Arts in Florence. I went there from 78 till 82, and there I started studying engraving or etching. So in my studies, we used the aquaforte, that it's you know, the printmaking. It's working on here. I have the plates of zinc. This I used to work on plate zinc like this, and so the plate is covered, of course, with the special type of wax. Then with the yeah, with the very delicate instruments, very sharp ones, we used to work. So my first works like this. My first works were with aquaforte, that is based basically on drawing, because I use drawing very much in my work till now, because for me drawing, it's a tool of knowledge. It's a way to observe, a way to dissect, a way to analyze the things that I am interested in drawing or in making. Then I reformulate them, I rethink them.
Yeah, Samira, while you are explaining to us, if you could give us an understanding, how does the medium of printmaking reflect a theme that you would like to portray to the viewers?
I work in the printmaking, in the works that I will show you today. They are based on drawing and also in experimentation. I like the printmaking because there is two. You have this part of experimentation. I can experiment with the texture. This is one of the beautiful things of the printmaking, is the texture. The texture, yes, that it could be in drawing, it could be in material that are stamped on the plate and then worked on top of them. So I also like the printmaking as a way of working very slowly. It's in the contrary of our times now. Everything is very quickly. So printmaking, it's a very slow process, and it's a process that have different layers, and you have this artisanal part or manuality of the work that I really appreciate, and it takes time to finish the work. It's not very, like I said, very fast. So like all the works that I do, the printmaking is one of these techniques that I worked, but in all my works, I try to rethink the things or reformulate the reality to another reality. This one is it's a window of Jerusalem. I did this one in a part of Jerusalem that is completely transformed and exchanged by the Israelis, and they kicked away all the inhabitants of this old part of the old city and changed it completely.
Were you living in Jerusalem back then?
No, I was living in Ramallah in that time. Okay. I mean, the drawing that I did was from a drawing that I did in Ramallah in between 76 and 78. So I used to go and I used to draw, because, as I said, the drawing was a very important element in my research and my exploring my reality. So I did this window that didn't exist anymore. So it's based basically in aquaforte. So I took it in Italy and I did it as an etching. And here also I used punta secca. Punta secca, it's here. The punta secca that you work on top of the plate without putting the acid. We used to work with nitric acid. Now the contemporary etching practice is worked with the materials that are not toxic, like the nitric acid, but in that time, yes. So this is aquaforte, that it's done with the point, with this very fine points, and then some parts I did it with the punta secca, that it's more the effect is different. So here you have this one, the door of Jerusalem. Yeah, here I worked with aquatint that it's a kind of resin that it's burned on top of the plate, and then I worked on top of it the part that I protect with a special like I can say with special wax that the nitric acid will not concede, and you have the other part that the nitric acid eats parts of the plate that are not have these points. So here it's a mixed between aquaforte, aquatinta, and also here, if you find here, it's another texture. Here I put a kind of a glue that can support, the heat will not do nothing for it. So this gave me also this texture that is different than the other. But as you see, I am really fond of a lot of details in that time. Well, till now I work with details, but that time details were very important for me, and so you can find many things living inside this door.
How long does it take you to finish such a drawing?
Yeah, it's as I said, it's a slow one, but printmaking needs to be, you must dominate the technique to know exactly when you will stop, when you put the ink on it and clean it, and you must stop at the right time, not clean it too much. You must put it in the acid in the not too much. Yeah, this is the thing that I like in the printmaking, that now it's really, everything is different. Everything is very quickly, very industrial.
Shall we go to the second one?
Yeah. Yeah, and here I work with the Vernis and aquatint and aquaforte.
What is Vernis?
Yeah, this is a kind of wax that it's very sensitive to any product that you put on top of it, and then you press it. So it takes all the textures or all the aspect of this thing that you pressed. Then I put it in the nitric acid. Then I worked on top of them. I don't see. I drew on top of the.
When you're done with the print, you draw on top of it.
Yeah, exactly. I draw on top of it. Here, I draw on top. I reforge some parts. I eliminate other parts. So it's a way to enrich the texture that I want to work, and then I work on top of it.
How did you achieve the colors here?
Yeah, these ones I did it with the pencil. So each one you have the tone is a little bit different. I put small plates on top of the same plate and did these small, very small.
Wow. It's as if you have like 4 plates, 3 plates on top of the bigger plate.
Yeah. So I glued them on top of the plate and I worked on top of them. And here I created to stamp it. Of course, you have a real relief that is produced by these 3 small plates. So I created a cartoon emptied for these plates, so as the plate will have all the
plates have the level.
Exactly. The same level. Here I was experimenting with materials, but here the theme was there's a woman is seated under this kind of tree, and you have the memory of these 3 landscapes. It's like it's a memory of this landscape that she has in her mind, I think.
This part looks a little bit like they look like writings.
Exactly, but it's just the effect that I did here. I did if here maybe I put
some calligraphic, maybe Arabic script.
No, it is casuality that it looks like a calligraphic. Yeah, you are right, exactly. But no, here I was experimenting also with another texture. I think it's the texture of a chocolate paper, you know, the chocolate paper.
Yeah, the aluminum foil.
Like exactly. So I put it, but it's nice you said that it's calligraphy. Yeah, of course, you are right. So here, this is the part of intuition. This is a part of the casuality that you can work on it and change it. And to do what you really want to do, or want to discover. There is a discovery in this. This is really, it's also the first ones that I did, and also this is aquatint, a little bit of aquatint, but mainly it's aquaforte, that it's drawing and with a very thin point. My teacher used to name me the Dürer of the class, because my work was
very fine, like Dürer.
Dürer, wow, no. But because there is a lot of details, and I like drawing.
Well, that's true. When I see the doors of Jerusalem that we have at DAF, it's very intricate, and you have marked several lines. Let's go to the next.
Yeah, this one has, it's interesting to know that when I did the work of Jerusalem, the 4 paintings, the very big ones, first I did the drawing, and you have the photograph of the drawing. So I did a lot of drawings of the cement mixer in Jerusalem, because the idea of the work was how Jerusalem was transformed by the Israelis through these instruments of these machines that are destroying the city. It's not building the city, it's destroying, disfiguring the city. So it became a city of nightmares. So one of these machines was the mixer, the cement mixer. So I took this and I drew it another time, and then I make it in 3 plates. If you upside down the part of the middle, it will be the continuation of these, Yeah, I played with these 3, cutting it in 3 parts. So it gave me the possibility to play with these elements and change all the.
Okay, they are 3 plates, but they constitute a triptych.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, here you can see how much I experimented with the aquatint. Here I was. Of course, there's a drawing of one of the machines that I used to draw in Jerusalem, that they were very old ones. And then I transform it. So here you have aquatint and aquaforte. Aquaforte, all these traces
here,
that I did
the hashing.
This is aquatint, the aquatint, but I worked with the burnish as if it's an aquarelle. So I worked on top of the aquatint, then I put it in the nitric acid, then I remove it, then I remove some parts. Here, the thing that with the print or engraving or the etching, you can remove, so you can remove the trace that you did. Removing the trace that you did, you create another texture. That's why, for me, it's really a transformation. It's a lot of work. My works are, all of them are very worked.
Speaking about the time that you practiced printmaking, was it a time where you were during your stay in Ramallah and in Jerusalem, or did you practice printmaking all over your career?
No, I practiced basically printmaking in Italy because it was part of the studying there. And then when I returned back from Italy, I went with my husband living in Barcelona, and then I continued a little bit in Barcelona. Once we left this small city and we moved to Barcelona, it was very difficult to find a big place to put this print machine. That's why I stopped. But these ones, I did them in Italy. I started in Italy from 78 to 82. This is the 4 years.
So the Door of Jerusalem, you did it in Italy?
Exactly. But from a drawing that I did in Jerusalem. So I used I took all my drawings that I did after Egypt. It was with me. So from these drawings, I used to
create
work. Yeah. When I was given a workshop, a scholarship to study in Florence, and the study in Florence was painting and engraving. So I was, and I used to look to big masters in engraving because, as I said, I was so fascinated or so interested in drawing. Drawing was it's a way to discover everything. So I used to see the drawing as engraving also as too much based on drawing. But then when I started to working with the engraving, I discovered that there is also other fields that I can do with engraving, that experimenting with materials. For example, this one, it's a 3 plates engraving from aquatint and aquaforte. So it's 3 plates. And here I used colors. So it took me a lot of work, a lot of weeks, maybe months doing this work, because it's first the idea came because I was in Florence, and once I saw a turtle crossing the street. So I was so I was looking at this turtle to see how this turtle will arrive to the other side, and really the turtle arrived safely. So I returned back to the studio, and I did this very fast turtle that I want her to cross the street really from one side to another without to be scratched. So I experimented with the colors. I said to my professor, I want to make something that with colors. Told me, okay, so start thinking about it. So I did the painting of this turtle, and it was stolen in the academy. But I did this painting, and I started to think, how can I make these 3 plates? So, and the thing that you must start with the light colors and finish with the black.
Can you indicate where the aquatint is in color?
Yeah, this one is aquatint, all of this.
And
aquatint, and this one, and this one, and this one, all of these one are aquatint. And the aquaforte is the one that it's drawing. It's really drawing with the
this part, for instance.
Yeah. So I worked. Yeah, exactly. This is aquaforte, and aquaforte, this one.
And the aquaforte is only in black, or are there areas where you use color?
It's black. Yeah, in black. You see here, you have also aquatints protected, because to have it white, I protect them with the then I worked on
like
top of
those
them.
parts here.
Yeah, exactly. These are so the thing that to work with color with different plates, it's a complex one. It's a very complex one. So as to concede.
Samira, what about this texture here that looks like metal?
These are the chocolate.
Okay.
Negative of plastic. Yeah, it seems. Yeah, it looks perfectly here. Yeah, but the rest.
Yeah, is this similar to the one that we have here?
Yeah, exactly. But here I did it with the brown ink, and the one you have it in green. Yeah, exactly.
And what about the texture of the grass at the bottom?
The grass, yeah. Here I did the aquatint. Then if you notice that the white part, it is because it's protected from the nitric acid, because I cover it with, as if I was drawing on top of it with wax pencils.
Wax.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I think here you have some kind of a still life.
Exactly, still life with a tree. Here is a tree. You have a tree. Yeah, exactly. And this one also, I took the idea of one of these plastic containers. I think it was a mirror, and here it was a perfume, and here I think it must be something, I don't know what is it, and something round. So I like it. I found it in the street. So I took it, and they applied the vernis mou. Then I worked on top of it. I don't leave it like how it appeared, because it was textures and
what year did you create this?
What year? I think it's the last year. It was 82, I think 82 or 81. It was between these 4 years that I worked a lot. Engraving was for 2 years. I worked 4 years.
In the Accademia?
Accademia de Belle Arti.
Okay, so we will be moving now. This is another one.
Yeah, here one of my drawings, if you look at my website, I did a self-portrait with me, with a saddle on my face. So I took this. I took this idea, then I worked on it, of course. I worked on top of it. And here also I was, here, for example, if you see that it's very black here, because I left it in the nitric acid a lot of times. So the nitric acid eats so it's much more darker. Then the eye was protected, the only one that is protected, everything was worked. So it was like, yeah.
This is the only part that you protected, true?
Exactly, yeah. And the others I worked and worked and worked on top of them.
I was just going to ask about to the left when we were zoomed in, there's a cracked texture, which I've never seen in a print before.
They look like, by the way, they look like gauze.
Exactly. Sure that I put it goes with the vernimu. Sure, yeah, exactly. So it looks like as if it's a drawing, but it's not. It's not.
It's the
vernimu.
texture. It's the imprint
Yeah, it's the
of the
vernimu.
gauze.
Yeah. Then I worked on top of it here. Yeah.
The combination of textures is overwhelming. It's unbelievable.
Yes, it's engraving. This is the engraving. I would like always to create something new for me, not something. It's for me to discover new things. And this is the one that you have. I did it in when I returned back to Barcelona. It is a figurative one. I am not very. My works are not figurative. It's rarely I put figures on it. But I liked very much these. You know, this Minotauro. This is the one of the fountains in Florence was a man on the top and the legs of an animal. So I like it. I make the drawing of it, and here it's a woman also, but it's not very clear. So it's yeah, it's like a nightmare. It's like, and here also I worked. Yeah, I worked with the aquatint. Then I scratched it. I was modeling as if modeling this the textile here, making the drapery. I always, there's a lot of years that I worked a lot the drapery. I like the drapery as a way of working, but
why did you call it nightmare?
Yeah, because it gave me this sensation when I finished it, that it's a nightmare. This nightmare of this flying figure on top of the two bodies here. This one is a very surrealistic one. And in that time, I was really, see, my works have this touch surrealistic one, then I abandoned this surrealistic one. So here, I put these works. These are not engraving. The thing that when I left, when we moved to live in Barcelona, and I wasn't able to make engraving because I don't have place. So I started, and I was a very small studio in the old city, in the Gothic zone in Barcelona. It was small, but I did the very big works. These ones, so I started to recycle my paintings, my drawings, and using a very cheap material like the photocopy. I used to make photocopies on tracing paper, and then I make photocopies of paintings, drawings, and then I saw them as textures, and I started to work on these very big ones. These are about 3 meters for 4 meters for 3 meters. They are very big. It was all my studio that it's very small one, and all the ground was full of this. And my palette, my was these pieces of textures. So for me, as making a rereading of these works, it's as if I am doing engraving, but with another material that it's much more used for every day. So the material, it's not noble. It's photocopy on tracing paper. It's very fragile. It could be it could be with very facility. But I did these works. So, and And I did the different works with different years about experimenting with this, and I abandoned this. But it
So
was a way to see the thing in black and white. And if you look at here, it's as if it's a aquatint. It's as if it's yeah. And here the drawing. So it's so that's why I put these works as an example of. They remind me with engraving, but they are not engraving in another way. Yeah.